Have you ever finished a full day, answered emails, took calls, attended meetings, responded to texts, and solved problems, and still felt like nothing meaningful actually moved forward? Not lazy, not distracted, not unfocused on purpose, just scattered. You were busy, but you weren't focused. I've been there myself, and if we're not careful, we'll build a life that feels full but never fulfilled. That's the real danger. Because high performers don't burn out because they worked too hard. They burn out because they leak energy everywhere. This is part 3 in our energy management series, and today I want to challenge something that you've probably believed for years. Distraction isn't a discipline problem, it's a boundary problem. There's a lie that we've been told. We've been told if you could just be more disciplined, if you had more willpower, man, if I could just stop checking my phone. No, you don't need more willpower, you need stronger boundaries. Because interruptions destroy energy faster than hard work ever will. Hard work drains you with purpose. Interruptions drain you without progress. And that's a completely different cost. Hard work stretches you. Interruptions fragment you. Hard work builds capacity. Interruptions build exhaustion. There is a difference, and most people don't see it until they're already tired. And what we often don't understand is when we get interrupted, we don't just lose time, we lose momentum. We lose cognitive depth, emotional stability, and you pay an energy tax every time you try to refocus. It's like trying to sprint while someone's grabbing your shirt. You can move, but you can't build speed. And high performance requires speed. It requires a sustained thought, a sustained pressure, and a sustained execution. I once watched a leader complain about how he never had time to think. Every 6 minutes, his phone buzzed, and every 6 minutes, he picked it up. And sometimes we don't have a time problem. We have an access problem. Most of us do. It's very possible that you do not lack discipline, but you lack protection. Focus is a boundary. It's not necessarily about doing more. Focus is about containment. Containment of attention, containment of time, and containment of access. Focus is a fence, not to keep opportunity out, but to keep energy in. You don't drift into focus, you defend it. In part 1, we talked about awareness. In part 2, we talked about direction. But direction without protection will always be sabotage. And the thing is, you can even know what matters, you can plan for it, but if you do not protect it, you will never build it. And one of the best ways to protect your energy is through time blocking. Time blocking isn't about squeezing more into your calendar. It's about protecting your energy container. When you block 2 hours for deep work, that block is not a suggestion, it's a wall, which means no notifications, no quick questions, no just checking one thing, and no reactive detours. You're unavailable. And that's okay. That word unavailable scares people. But here's something that I had to learn. If I am always reachable, I will never be powerful. The most impactful people in the world are not the most available people. They are the most intentional with access. And I get it. Availability feels kind, but unlimited access destroys depth, and depth is where meaningful work lives. Another thing to consider when we're talking about protection is honoring the workspace. Your brain associates environments with behaviors. If you answer emails on the couch, if you watch YouTube at your desk, take calls casually in the same place that you're trying to think deeply, you've trained your brain that everything is everywhere. And when everything is everywhere, there's nothing sacred. High performers create sacred space. This desk is for thinking, this room is for strategy, and this block is for execution. Not multitasking, not dabbling, and not reacting. You don't accidentally become focused. You design for it, build it, and ultimately protect it. So let's talk about noises, phones, and reaction mode. Your phone is not neutral. It's an energy siphon. Every vibration is a note, a vote that what's urgent matters more than what's important. And if urgency wins every day, you'll never build anything meaningful. Every notification whispers, hey, something else is more important than what you're currently doing. And the problem is, if we obey it every time, we train ourselves to live in reaction mode. And reaction mode, while it might feel productive, it's powerless. Because when we're in reaction mode, we're always responding and never really initiating. Leaders initiate. Builders initiate. High performers initiate. So it is our challenge to stop living at the mercy of every vibration. And it's not just phones when we're talking about boundaries. It's people. If your door is always open, your mind will never close. Setting boundaries doesn't mean that you don't care. Conversely, it means that you care enough about your vision to protect the energy required to accomplish it. You cannot build something significant while being accessible to everything. That's not selfishness, that's stewardship. It's being a steward of your time, of your mind, and ultimately your potential. Another thing to consider when we're talking about mastering our focus is planned breaks versus accidental escapes. People say they're taking a break, but they didn't plan it. And whenever we take a break that we didn't plan, the break becomes a scroll, the scroll becomes a rabbit hole, the rabbit hole becomes 47 minutes. Oh Lord, where'd the time go? And instantly, your momentum is hijacked. Breaks should be strategic. And breaks should restore you. They should always be chosen. Now, conversely, not taking a break is a problem as well. Because if you don't choose your rest, your body will eventually choose it for you. And when the body chooses, it doesn't ask for permission on your calendar. Recovery is a part of protection because burnouts rarely come from effort. It comes from unguarded, scattered effort. And here's the real shift. The real shift is to move from no longer trying to be more disciplined to becoming more protective, protecting your mornings, protecting your workspace, protecting your time blocks, protecting your attention, because your attention is your life. Where attention goes, your energy follows. And where your results go, your future follows. You don't lose your life all at once. You leak it. Notification by notification, interruption by interruption, yes by yes. And then before you know it, you wake up busy and unfulfilled. There was a farmer who owned a large piece of land. Every morning he walked the perimeter of his property. Not because he had nothing better to do, not because he was paranoid, but he walked the perimeter of his land because he understood something simple. If the fence was weak, everything inside was vulnerable. One year he got busy and stopped checking the fence. He told himself, you know what? I've been walking the perimeter of this yard for years. Nothing ever happens. The fence is fine. It's strong enough. And at first, nothing seemed wrong. But slowly, a small gap opened. Not big, not dramatic, just a single loose board. The wind pushed through it. The animals slipped through it. The section of the crops were trampled. And by harvest season, he was confused. I worked every day. I planted the seed. I watered the soil. Why is the yield so low? But the issue wasn't effort. It was exposure. The land wasn't unproductive. It was unprotected. And some of you are living that life right now. You're planting, you're working, you're showing up, but your focus has gaps in the fence. Notifications slip through. Quick questions slip through. Constant accessibility slips through, and little by little, the crop of your life gets trampled. Not because you're lazy, but because you left openings. And I made this little video to tell you, a fence doesn't limit the land. It protects it. Boundaries don't shrink your life. They safeguard what matters inside of it. And if the farmer wants to harvest, he doesn't plant more seed first. He repairs the fence. If you want meaningful progress, you don't need more hustle first. You need stronger protection because your attention is your field. And whatever you allow through the gate will not only determine what grows, but it will determine what gets destroyed. So before you chase more goals, before you add more projects, before you try to become more disciplined, Walk the fence, close the gaps, and protect what matters. Because a focused life is not built by accident. It's built by design. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and throw in the comments, I'm walking the fence. And always remember that growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you. I'll see you on the next one.